I have mentioned about the linkage, personal injury by arises out of and in the course of employment, employer liable to pay compensation. This is what I explained. Take example of two cases. Here, personal injury by accident happens. One case is employee in course of his duties frequently to go into a heating room and from there to a cooling room. One night he went into the cooling room, he got pneumonia and which he dies. Here this case what they are deciding upon under Employees Compensation Act means accident death was due to personal injury, because if this personal injury happened, the frequency of the duties which he want to do as an employee is from heating room to cooling room. But whereas on that particular night he went to the cooling room, maybe the reasons how they will take as accident is personally injury. It is not out of his duties. This is what one case. Other case, person becomes insane as a result of an accident and then commits suicide. Here the death is result of an accident, because the accident is being occurred during his duties or the thing. Because of that he become insane and then unable to avoid those insane situations, he commits suicide. That case, that death is resulting of an accident, and this case person whoever under one particular industry come across with compensation to be awarded. This is what the fact of the cases when a personal injury met with an accident. Now we have to come across with two things in this accident. One is arising out of and in the course of employment. Arising out of and in the course of employment, when we are talking about the earlier case, when we see here this is being occurred, that is insane situation is being occurred to that employee because of the reasons of his working conditions or while doing his work. That is what arising out of or in the course of employment talks about link between the cause of accident and the employment. We'll categorize into two columns here. Arising out of employment. That is, the connectivity must be established between the accident and the employment, because the compensation when an employer is liable to pay when it comes, it talks about arising out of employment is compulsory. That is the connection between the work whatever he is doing and also the accident he met with. Then the conditions here is injury should be resulted from risk incidentally to the duties of the service whatever he come across. Injury during the course of employment, and at the time of injury worker engaged in the business of employer, not involved in his personal advantage. That is what arises out of employment. The employment, when we say the connection between the accident should come across when he is doing his services in his job, then emphasizes that there must be a causal connection between the employment and the accidental injury, because due to the way of work he is doing, accident should be arised. That is what emphasizes on the connection between accident and the injury, and arising out of such suggestions that the cause of accident should be the reason due to his employment. Now here in the course of employment, when we talk about employees is helping the employer's business goals in doing the activities where the injury occurred, and time during which employment continues emphasizes the time when accidental injury was caused, or it depends on the time, place and circumstances of the accident. This is what in course of employment. Take example, a delivery boy is going to deliver the food which is being ordered and is coming back. During that course of employment, if any accident arises, means it comes under in the course of employment. That is, the time, place where the accident arises can be considered as course of employment. This is what we have to understand about arise out of employment and in the course of employment. Now, other one important aspect which we have to remember in Workmen's Compensation Act or Employees Compensation Act is employer is liable. In the general rule when we come across, we said about Workmen's Compensation Act covers under during the place of employment. That is, employment of an employee does not commence until he reaches the place of employment or not continue when he left the place of employment. That is, the journey to and from the place of work is being excluded. That is, here the general rule talks about during his workplace when anything happens as an accident, means that only will be considered under compensation. But this theory of notional extension talks about including the journey to and from the place of work, also talks about accident or the injury. Going to workplace from the residence or while returning from workplace to residence also covers under this notional extension. This is also being entitled for compensation. It's what this theory talks about. When he is coming to the workplace, for example, at 9 o'clock his office starts. Then he is starting in his home by 8:30 or 8:45. During that time any accident arises, or while leaving the office, maybe you can take 5 o'clock. While leaving the office from 5 o'clock to his home means that time any accident arises, means then also it can be considered as compensation to the employee. That is, it should be given compensation. In these categories, we are talking about theory of notional extension. That is, for example, in course of employment when they are come acrossing delivery boys, cab services, like team outings, all these things may be happen in their working conditions. That cases, anything happens which is not in the workplace, maybe away from workplace also can be considered for compensation in the heading of notional extension. That is what this concept talks about, theory of notional extension, which has to be compensated if an accident arising out of during the course of employment. Now we'll see what are the cases accidents can be considered as arising out of or in the course of employment. For example, a railway employee was ordered to travel to a certain station to repair a water main. When he had finished the work and was crossing the platform to catch the train, he slipped and died as a result. Then this case can be considered as arising out of employment. Then a watchman in the course of his duty lifted GI pipe in order to keep it in a safe place. While doing so, he received injury. Then also in the course of employment. An employee suffered from heart disease and died on account of strain of work by keeping continuously standing or walking. This is also accident arised out of his employment. Or an employee suffering from heart disease after having working for 8 hours on a hot day in a mill collapsed. There was evidence to the effect that collapse was likely to have been caused by strain of work on a diseased heart. Then in that case, this is also arised out of employment. Then these are all the cases can be considered as an accident arised out of or in the course of employment. Here one question raises disease. Heart disease has been explained. Now, what are all the diseases can be considered in the Workmen's Compensation Act means workers employed in certain occupations are exposed to certain diseases. Because the continuous working hours which is being done by the worker or the employee may affected with these diseases. Examples, infections due to contamination or infrared radiations, skin diseases because of handling of chemicals, leather processing units, or hearing impairment caused by noise, or lung cancer caused by the dust which is being accumulated in the working conditions, or diseases due to effect of heat or cold in extreme hot or cold climate, etc., can be considered as occupational diseases. Because of these reasons, any person is affected with a disease means then that can be considered as occupational diseases. Now, compensation for what can be given is, as I said, one is death and other one is disablement. The disablement can be in four forms, that is permanent, temporary. Permanent can be total or partial. Temporary disablement can be total or partial, or total permanent or total temporary disablement, or partial permanent disablement, partial temporary disablement. The word itself you can understand, total means he cannot able to again get back the original condition. That is what total permanent disablement. Total partial disablement, when I say, maybe only for few days or few months it will be disabled and later on the recovery can be done. But this temporary or partial disablement when we take, again we cannot able to, that is partial permanent disablement cannot be able to recover back of their original parts of the human body. That is what permanent disablement, permanent partial disablement. Now, how this compensation can be given is in two ways, that is death of the person based on the injury. Because of the injury, employee is being died, or because of the injury, employee may be disablement. Then, according to the nature of injury only, compensation will be calculated. I will show you according to each human parts of the body, disablement or death, this compensation will be calculated based on the monthly wages of the employee and the relevant factor. I will show you what it is, and it is not differ from adult or minor. That is when we come across it in factories that we have discussed about adolescent child. These cases also this compensation won't differ. Any injury happens to a person in the factory or the premises means then he can be claimed with the compensation according to the relevant factor. Based on the age, this relevant factor will be calculated. I will show you how it will be. Example here, compensation for death. Here compensation for disablement, whether it is permanent or temporary, that compensation or loss of capacity of earning will be given. Here according to the type of disablement, which for example in few cases death happens to the person means based on the monthly wages according to the employee category, and this compensation will be given, or if the amount of compensation of death is higher side regarding the employee category means, then whichever is highest. For example, here 1,20,000 is the amount which is being given for death. If this amount is being exceeding with the monthly wages of that particular person or the employee means, then that whichever is higher side only amount will be given as a compensation to the employee. Here permanent disablement means according to the 60% of monthly wages refers to that, and if it is more than 1,40,000 means whichever is more can be given. If partial injury is being occurred to that employee means according to the percentage of loss of earning capacity. Here we are giving percentage of loss of earning capacity is depending on the type of disablement which is happened to the employee, maybe the loss of eyes or ears or hands. According to the earning capacity only the percentage will be calculated. I will be showing you the percentages how it is being given. Temporary total means 25% of monthly wages payable every half month. Then injury not listed in the schedule 1 means, then according to the proper loss of earning capacity assessed by qualified medical practitioner, as I said certified surgeon will be considered with the loss, and then he will be given the compensation. That is, if it is not been estimated, which is not been given in the schedule of the Compensation Act, then the decision will be taken by the medical practitioner. As a certified surgeon, he will be doing that. Now, here calculation of death formula has been given. Accordingly, it is been considered. Example, you see, monthly wages, actually the 50% is being changed now to 100%. This is an earlier example which is been showing 50. Now monthly wages is 3,000 of that particular person. Then date of death is this one. Then date of birth is 65. Now according to the percentage, here now it is been death is 100%, they are giving compensation. Here no need of calculations for death, but this is an earlier principle which is being followed. I have mentioned here. In case of other disablements, the compensation you can check with this. Example, 50 into 3,000 is the monthly wage, and this 199.40 is nothing but relevant factor for the age. Here, based on the age category from 18 to 60 years, the age factor is being given in the relevant factor is being given in the schedule of the Compensation Act. Based on that only this calculation has to be done. If whichever for example here amount of compensation is given as 1,20,000, but based on his age, that is age and the monthly wages, the amount differs as 2,99,000. Then the compensation will be given as 2,99,000. That is, here the preference will be given to the highest amount only for compensation. This is how compensation can be calculated. That is percentage of loss of capacity, monthly wages and the relevant factor divided by 100. This is what the formula will be given. And in cases the salary monthly wage is very less according to the person's wages, then if this amount is higher side means that particular amount will be given as compensation. Now if it is partial total disablement means 60 into the same things. Here calculations will be done based on the formula. What we have to remember is what should be the relevant factor and how it should be calculated. If it is partial total disablement means based on the 60% into monthly wage into relevant factor. The same thing is applicable. Here whichever the amount is higher, that amount will be given. Now partial permanent disablement, then monthly wages is date of birth. Based on the date of birth, age will be taken. Here according to 69, his age will be 30. Then accordingly the relevant factor will be mentioned and we can able to do that calculations and we will get 1,49,000. Here the actual amount which is been given for partial permanent disablement is 1,40,000. Now here the amount according to his monthly wage is higher side. Then he will be given as higher the amount. Now compensation to be paid. If employer not accept the compensation to the extent claimed means should make provisional payment to the extent he accepts within 1 month from the due date. That is what he has to compulsorily follow the conditions when he is being accepting the provisions of the payment details. Payment should be deposited with Commissioner for employees' compensation. If not, Commissioner direct the employer to pay the arrears with simple interest of 12% as a prevailing in the bank. Employee having right to make any further claim regarding the compensation. Further delay, 50% of amount due will be recovered as penalty. This is what employee's rights which can be claimed by the employer if he is not ready to pay the amount. As we given in the case also, here employee is not giving the compensation, he is liable to take according to the interest rate of the bank they are being providing and also based on the number of days also you can claim the compensation. Then review of half monthly payment may be reviewed. Commissioner will be reviewing it. On application by employer or the employee, a certification of qualified medical practitioner that there has been change in condition of employment has to be given. And on review, the half monthly payment may be continued or it can be increased or decreased or ended or converted into a lump sum. Based on that only, half monthly payment may be given because no employer or employees, for example, employee is not interested in taking the full amount, then he can go with the payment of part payment or half monthly payment. Those are all the cases they can go for the application to the commissioner and they can change the conditions of that and they can do it. Then rules regarding distribution of compensation is compensation for death if it happens means payment of lump sum amount due to an employee, deposit with commissioner, employee makes direct payment to dependents means it cannot be valid. If a deceased employee, death of employee means amount equal to 3 months wage of employee has to be given. Adult male worker totally partially disabled means employer may either pay compensation not less than 10 to employees, deposit with the commissioner. Here compensation amount deposited with the commissioner can be employer discharged from the liability of his industry. Commissioner cause notice to be published means dependents to appear before him before determining the distribution of compensation. Here the case when death happens or a dependent has to claim the compensation means In the notice of the commissioner, they can dependents appear with the condition and they can go with the compensation amount. If commissioner satisfied that no dependent exists, means repayment the balance to the employer. Only the case employee is not having any dependents in his application. He is not mentioned any of the compensation amount to any of the dependents in his family, means then it can be repaid to the employer itself. Then rules regarding distribution. If employed by a commissioner shall furnish the compensation distribution, that is the notified person is, that is legal appropriate authority is the commissioner to distribute the compensation. The person whoever entitled to the compensation only should be payable, and if dependence is being there, means that dependent can be given. Those are all the conditions, only here it is also mentioned. Now notice and claim. A commissioner by employee can go with the claim preferred before commissioner as soon as after happening of the accident. Within 2 years of occurrence of the accident or death, he has to given the notice. If without proper notice, commissioner cannot able to go with the compensation settlement. Then servicing of notice, employer, any one of the several employers, the commissioner may entertain and decide any claim. No notice or preference can be claimed if he is satisfied that even if there is failure to give notice or prefer claim. That is, this can be decided only by the commissioner. Then mode of serving notice by delivery or through registered post they can do in case of employee. This is what notice and claim can be done by the employee, and servicing of notice should be given by the employer according to the conditions it is being followed. Here other one case what we are saying is commissioner is having all rights to decide upon the failure of notice also. This is what about notice and claim. Then fatal accidents is being given regarding the case of compensation. Registered prescribed format has to be given, time limit within 30 days, liable to deposit within 30 days of notice. Here indication of ground for disclaimer is not liable in case of employer. Then if all this section is not applicable when the factory to which ESI Act is being applies, that is, if this particular act is covering ESI Act, that is Compensation Act is not being applicable for this factory, means then those section is being covered under ESI Act. It won't take Compensation Act. Then medical examinations, employee accident to whom he has to be given, you can check with these categories. Employer, time limit is before expiry of 3 days from the date of service of notice. Cost of medical examination free of charge. Medical examination by qualified practitioner has to be given, and employee voluntarily leaves without exam, means right to compensate suspended till he returns and offers himself for medical examination. Employee refuse medical examination and subsequently dies, means commissioner may, if thinks fit also, he can be compensated. Rights to compensation is suspended, means no compensation for suspended period can be. If injury of an employee aggravated due to his refusal for examination, means entitled even because he is refusing only for the normal injury and not for the aggravated. This is what the medical examination conditions applicable. Now I will be showing you